What is going on, everyone? My name is Thomas Miter. I'm an agent with Remax Precision. I am part of the Sphere Real Estate team. And on this great Thursday, I am doing Thomas Talks live on Thursday. This is a live stream I do every Thursday to hopefully talk about topics that you guys are actually interested in. But this is in more of a conversational setting. And mostly I talk real estate and real estate topics that you guys might be interested in. I dive deeper into them than you would on a typical 30 to 60-second reel. So you guys hopefully have a clear understanding of it. So any situation real estate wise that comes up, you guys will know ahead of time. You guys will be in the know, and hopefully you're paired up with a great real estate agent like me that can help reaffirm some of the decisions you are making. But today, thought I would do something a little bit different. I've grown up in the Des Moines area. I love the Des Moines area. I live in the Des Moines area right now. And the story about the potential redevelopment of the Valley West Mall got me kind of interested and got me kind of starting to think about what does the Des Moines area currently need? So I threw it out on a post yesterday. Hey guys, what does the Des Moines area really need entertainment wise, restaurant wise, retail wise? Is there anything you guys want to go eat at, shop at, or is there any sorts of entertainment that you don't quite have in the Des Moines area right now? What are we missing? We're a fairly large metro, but we're not anywhere close to the biggest metro. So it's hard to compare ourselves to places like Houston, Dallas, Chicago, New York, LA. Those places have every single type of entertainment that you can see, but you can compare us to Omaha, you know, kind of Minneapolis. We're not quite as big as Minneapolis, but they're close by. They're Midwest cities, and you kind of notice what they have that we don't quite have. So let's start with what came to mind for me. If you guys are watching, jump into the comments, say what Des Moines is missing, or tell me I'm crazy for the things that I think Des Moines needs. And I kind of broke this down into this is kind of what I think is fun to talk about because I am a fast food connoisseur. If I'm ever out of Des Moines, I like to try fast food places that I have never been to. I also like to try restaurants that I've never been to. It's kind of a rule of mine. If I'm on a vacation, I'm not going to go eat somewhere that I could eat at in Des Moines. So I'm always trying new things. So let's look at this. These are some of the ones that came to mind and some of the ones that I found just because they're so popular in the US, but there isn't currently one in Des Moines. So Portillo's, kind of a smaller one, Chicago-based, Italian beef, and Chicago-style hot dogs. Anyone that has been in Chicago or grew up in Chicago knows what Portillo's is. I think if they opened up one of these in Des Moines, it would be a huge hit, like very, very big. Whataburger, I've tried it a few times. It's a pretty good fast food burger place. It is one of the biggest fast food chains that currently is not in Iowa or the Des Moines area. So I thought that would be a potential really, really good addition. Same with Bojangles, same with Jack in the Box, same with White Castle. Probably no one is going to agree with me on White Castle, and their popularity has probably died down a little bit. But I do think they're still really, really popular in Minnesota. I don't know if there is some in Nebraska, but I know Nebraska has very similar type of places that are really, really popular. But people in Nebraska also like Runza. So can you really trust their opinions? I think White Castle would kill it if there was one in Des Moines. I think all these places would really, really kill it and be successful. These were the ones that came to my mind. There is one that's going to come up later here, and I specifically didn't put it on there because there genuinely is not one even in an adjacent state to us. Whataburger, Bojangles, the closest locations are pretty far away. So I would love to get your guys' thoughts on that. What's a fast food chain restaurant that Des Moines doesn't currently have that they could probably support? I mean, we saw Shake Shack come in, and they got a ton of traffic right away when Shake Shack came in. So Five Guys is another one that is not too long ago pretty successful from what I've seen so far. And then these are just 5 things I think personally, Des Moines needs the the best. Some of these, there is plans or proposed plans to have this come. So I was kind of thinking about downtown, and I don't know where we do this or how it gets set up, but one thing I don't think our downtown has right now is a food hall of sorts. There is kind of a lunch type place. I forget exactly what intersection it is, but I wouldn't necessarily call it like a nightlife food hall. I think that's what Des Moines really, really needs is a spot that people can come to either before or after going to the bars and get a quick bite to eat. Maybe it has some beverages, adult beverages, and soda kids beverages if you like that as well. Beverages for all ages. I think that that would be very, very appealing. I also think food halls are nice because it gives people a chance to test the market with their idea before actually coming out with a full blown restaurant. I think it gives some of the restaurant tours in the area ideas to do like ghost chicken or ghost kitchens and do more crazy ideas. I think food halls are great for that. I also think downtown doesn't currently have a entertainment district of sorts. It doesn't have power and light. It doesn't have a market like Omaha does. It doesn't even have like a Ped Mall type area, like an extremely walkable area. I think what downtown currently has going for it is obviously the farmers market is super, super popular. It brings in tons of people um, every weekend. I think that is a great part of downtown. If you classify it as part of downtown, I think the East Village has some really, really cool shops in it and some really interesting restaurants and fun places to be. Just outside of downtown, you have the Ingersoll area. I think that is a really, really fun area, but it's all really, really broken up. And I also think one of the things that a lot of people are coming downtown for, and a lot of people from out of town are coming downtown for, is the Casey's Arena. And unfortunately, there's nothing right around the Casey's Arena except for maybe one or two spots. There's nothing really directly walkable for that. So I wish, and I know the opportunities don't just come out of nowhere tomorrow, but it would be really, really nice if some sort of extra vibe, walkability could be created around an area that is bringing so much traffic to Des Moines. And I don't want to feel like people are just coming to the Casey's Arena, getting back in their cars, and leaving Des Moines. You know, I would love to see some reasons that people stay and hang out for a little bit and fall in love with Des Moines just the same way I did. This is just totally I would love to see a Buc-ee's. I think Buc-ee's is kind of iconic at this point. If you've ever been to a Buc-ee's, it's kind of a different convenience store experience. There's just so much fun stuff to look at there. And I think if a Buc-ee's came into Des Moines or anywhere around Des Moines, anywhere off of I-35 or I-80, I think it would be kind of an iconic stop on people's drives. And I think people would start to remember the Des Moines area for that, especially since it would be really, really unique. Norwalk actually put out a change.org petition to try to get Buc-ee's to come to Norwalk, which I think is really, really fun. This is kind of a long shot, but I would love to see Des Moines get an IKEA. I don't think it's gonna happen. But anytime that I can talk to people about it, I always mention that I think Des Moines could support and would love an IKEA. Sorry, I am just pulling up really quick to make sure that I'm not missing any comments. Um, and then the last one, this is currently proposed in West Des Moines, just south of Jordan Creek, right off of Grand Avenue. Um, but an indoor water park would absolutely kill it in this area. The place that is proposed looks pretty sweet. It hasn't quite crossed the finish line yet. I think it's going to happen, but you don't say until, you don't say it's done until a fat lady sings, is what people normally say. So I definitely think this would be a big hit. I know a lot of people that have young families that go up to Great Wolf Lodge a lot. and that is exactly the type of thing that Des Moines should just have, and they would get a ton of traffic. And it has to be indoor because we live in Iowa, so it would be nice if it was all year round and it was a fun spot to take kids to go swimming, go down some slides, have a great time. I think it would absolutely kill it. Like, there's no doubt in my mind. If you're watching this, though, comment um, your thoughts. I want to know what you guys think as well, too. So this is getting into friends and followers and their thoughts. My dad commented saying that's a good question. I don't have an answer for. I'm not close enough to care about the entertainment. I don't think they need that stupid soccer stadium. Who wants to see 2 hours of kicking the ball around? I think soccer would actually kill it. It sounds like that stadium is not going to happen, or at least the what I've seen, the last of it. There just wasn't enough public support for it. But I know the menace exists, and they get a decent amount of fans for the type of league that is. So I think it would kill it. I'm gonna disagree with my dad here. Um, Zach commented saying, "I think we could use more health food stores like Whole Foods or something like that." Yeah, we have a Whole Foods, we have a Trader Joe's, we have a Fresh Time, but I definitely think uh, the more health centric food options are um, something that Des Moines could use more of, and I think they would be pretty successful. Something that came up on the chain restaurants searches that I was kind of doing, trying to get an idea of what's really, really popular that Des Moines doesn't have is sweet greens. I know we have a salad place by Jordan Creek area. I apologize because I'm forgetting the name of it right now. But I think more stuff like that would be really, really good. I definitely think. Honestly, too, like it's to the point where another Whole Foods location, another Trader Joe's would be um, really, really popular, I believe. I think Des Moines can support two of those. Chris Fryer says we need a professional football field team, tear out a huge chunk of downtown and put a stadium right in the center. We need haunted houses year round, more pumpkins. Chris likes pumpkins. Um, I don't know about the haunted houses year round. The football stadium, that got me kind of thinking. I think it would be really cool if there was a spot to do it, to build a bigger stadium to host football games. And this isn't going to happen, but my thought was is I think if they somehow could do it, and this is pipe dream type stuff. And the problem is there's really no in I guess there's a USFL, but I was gonna say it's like arena football and then there's NFL. There's no we have the iCubs, which is a AAA baseball team, and the iCubs games are well attended, and there's a lot of fan support for the iCubs. It's really, really fun. If you had a chance to do it this summer, go check it out. It's a great vibe. But if somehow, some way, there was a stadium that was built to host football, and we got some sort of minor league team, I guess USFL, if that keeps being successful, um, but having a big enough stadium to host an Iowa State game in Des Moines, I think that would get a ton of traffic, and I think that would be really, really good for the state. The state, I think it would be a cool event. There's tons of Iowa and there's tons of Iowa State fans that live in Des Moines, and it would be kind of a unique experience. Kind of makes me think of when they hosted the basketball games in what was called Wells Fargo at the time, with Iowa State, UNI, and Drake. It would be really, really cool to somehow, some way, bring the Iowa State football game to Des Moines, and I think it would be really well attended, and they'd be able to make a lot of money. Last one, we got Landon Buckman coming in saying we need an In-N-Out burger. Also, I know it wouldn't make sense for the area, but Margaritaville. I am with you on the Margaritaville, Landon. That'd be fun. I don't know where it would make sense to put it. Um, Maybe somewhere by Rathbun, maybe, would be your only somewhat viable option. But I love being Margaritaville. Me and Landon would be at Margaritaville every single day if there was one in the area. This was one. In-N-Out Burger would obviously kill it in Des Moines. I just don't think it is ever gonna happen. I love me an animal style, but they just don't have an In-N-Out anywhere close to Iowa. So it's just unfortunately it's not gonna happen. But it would be super, super cool. Um, it's a short episode. I really want to start a conversation off of this. So if you're watching this later, I know it's a short episode, so you probably missed it. But comment on the video with stuff that you think that you would want to add. Let's keep the discussion going. Also, if there's any real estate topics that you think you want me to cover or dive deeper into, I'm always open for suggestions. This show is for you guys. It's to give you an idea of what it's like when I talk real estate with people, what it's like when I talk about the Des Moines area in general, an area that I love. So don't be afraid to get involved. Don't be afraid to message or comment and get involved in the show yourself. So have a great day, guys. Thank you so much.